All right. We are recording, a couple more people to let in. We're recording.
Okay. Well, let's get started then.
All right, everybody. Today we're going to talk about how to build your 2026 marketing plan. Kat's manning the PowerPoint for us. So my name is Heather Roxburgh. For those of you who do not know who I am, I'm a real estate agent in the Salt Lake City area. I run a team out here. And for the past 20 years, I've built a 100% referral-based business, and I've done that through consistent, very systematized marketing. Over the last 20 years, my team and I have sold well over 1,500 homes if I added us all and combined us all together. And I'm the co-founder with Kat of Be Epic Marketing. And this marketing platform is the exact same marketing that I've used over the last 20 years to drive the results in my business. So I'm not just teaching from theory. I'm actually in the trenches just like you guys are every single day, like actively working with clients and working with buyers and sellers every single day. So I know the challenges of trying to get the marketing done and wearing all the hats that we have to wear in the business. So that's a little bit about me. Kat, I'll let you go to you.
Yeah, so I'm Kat. I'm I'm not a real estate agent, but I am a digital marketing, we'll say expert, that works with real estate agents. And so I've been doing this for about 16 years. Some of you know me through Buffini and Company because I used to work there and do a lot of the content marketing for Brian and for Buffini and Company. About 10 years ago, I branched out and started my own marketing agency focused on real estate marketing. And so that's what I've been doing ever since. So I've worked with Heather, I've worked with some of you on this call, but really I work with top teams, top agents across the country, helping them put together a very similar system to what Heather has been doing in her business. And so we kind of brought our minds together to create Be Epic because we've been friends, colleagues, we work together and we're like, we're kind of doing the same thing. How can we create something that can be more accessible at a better price point for more agents and can really help them create systems in their business that allow them to scale and just really put out professional marketing and be intentional about the marketing that they're creating. So that's a little bit about my story. And so
All right,
Heather.
you guys. So why are we hosting this webinar? So today we want to help you guys get clear and very intentional about your 2026 marketing plan so that you can stay visible across all platforms, which is very important. You need to be visible on email, direct mail, social media. You need to be doing video. You need to be using your website to embed blogs, just to be on every single platform so your clients see you everywhere. We want to help you build trust and loyalty with your clients. By doing that, they're going to come back to you time and time again, and they're going to refer you to their friends and their family. And we want to help you create steady, predictable business, which for me, that's super important. When people ask me, hey, how are you guys doing? Are you guys busy? Are you slow? I always say, the market's good. The market's rough. The market's this or that. But what I always am able to say is like, we are very consistent. Like we've always got referrals coming in and we're always closing deals, which is a huge blessing when you're in real estate. The peaks and the valleys, we all know that they suck and they're no fun. So, and then we want to help you free up time to focus on serving clients and close deals, which is what you all do best. And I did I went to Brian Buffini's Bold Predictions in August, and he talked a lot about the importance of delegating and creating systems so that you can spend more time one-on-one with clients, especially in today's environment with cell phones and just so much distraction out there. It's so important that we're in front of our clients because if we're not, then they will forget about us. Go to the next. So what you're going to learn today, why consistent marketing is the only way to stay top of mind. And I truly believe this. I have a 20-year track record of this just by basically doing my business fully by referral, not buying leads or any other platforms. We strictly get our business by past clients and repeat business and referrals. We're going to teach you how to prepare your systems so that they don't break when the market shifts. And I think we all know that we have a shift coming. We don't know when that's going to happen. I think maybe next year sometime. And I think this is the perfect time for everyone to really put their heads down and get prepared for 2026, because I do think we're going to see a shift next year. And when the market shifted over COVID, it was tough because none of us expected it. And we were all just running around with our hair on fire. Right now, you have the opportunity to actually get prepared for that shift and create systems and put things in place so that you're ready for it. And then we want to teach you about the power of systems and delegation so that you can keep your marketing running in the background while you're out working with clients and doing what you do best, being a rainmaker. And then we're going to help you build a clear marketing plan that creates predictable growth. And I always tell, especially new agents that come into the business, we all know this, the best way to build a sustainable business is by referral. And the only way to do that is to have systems in place and a marketing plan that keeps bringing people back to you again and again and again. And then we're going to go over our solution for you, which is Be Epic Marketing. And it's the done for you system that we've created that keeps you visible across all platforms. And it helps take that load off your plate so that your marketing is consistent and it's not sporadically done. All right, so I don't know if you guys are ready to take market share, but I am. Brian shared this stat with us that NAR forecasts that we are going to see a 20% drop in membership in 2026. So that means 240,000 agents are going to leave the business this coming year, which is amazing for us. It's a huge opportunity. So the big question is like, who's going to get the market share? And I will say, I love the Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule. I do believe that 80% of the agents do 20% of the business. I would say that 80% of your activities are going to produce, or 20% of your activities are going to produce 80% of the results. And if you do those activities, you're going to get those clients coming back to you over and over again. So the agents who are going to win in the market are the ones who commit to building their online presence and their database. The agents who set up systems that work, whether you have 5 clients or 50 clients. And I think that's really important because when things break is when we get too busy and we end up with 12 closings or 15 closings. And then we're not doing any prospecting. We're not making any phone calls. And then next month, everything's dry and we're chasing business and starting over again. And then the agents that show up consistently so that people can't forget you, because it's so easy to be forgotten today with all of the noise and all of the agents marketing out there on all the different platforms if you're not doing it. So this is one of my favorite slides, the truth about real estate myth. Agents think that they're in the business of sales, but I say that you're in the business of marketing yourself and your team. My quote is, you're in the business of marketing, not sales, and the sales are the byproduct of the marketing that you do. And I truly believe that. 15 years ago, I hired my first marketing coordinator, and the year I hired her, my business literally doubled. It was terrifying to bring on another person and have another employee that I had to have on payroll. I was scared to do it, and I didn't know if it would even work. I didn't know anyone who had a marketing coordinator, but that showed me, it was proof that by staying in front of people and being very top of mind, my business has grown exponentially over the years just by doing the marketing, and the sales are automatically going to come. So I always like to say clients remember you when your message is everywhere, which is on every single platform consistently. And then top of mind, top of market, your name should be the very first name that pops up when someone says real estate. We're buying a house. Do you know a good realtor? We're thinking about selling. I have a good example here. This is a client of mine that I sold a property to last year. He says, hey, I sent you a referral over. One of my coworkers, Amelia Shelton, is looking to buy, sell. She's incredible. I left more details in the email. I said, you're awesome. She called me. We had a great conversation. And then he says, I went as fast as I could. Now there are a bunch of other people giving her more realtor recommendations. I'm so glad that she gave you a call. That right there wouldn't happen if I was not top of mind in front of him on every single platform, every single week, every single day, every single month. So, and you got to think of it like a gym. Like you can't just go to the gym and do some sit-ups and get a 6-pack abs. It's about showing up consistently over time, and marketing is the same way. It's about the reps over time. So it's just so important that you are consistently on every platform. And you're going to hear me say consistency a lot because that's like my number one favorite word in the world, is just being consistent. So, but what if I work by referral only? Do I really need to spend money on marketing when I rely on past clients and referrals to generate future business? So I want to challenge everyone to think about marketing not as an expense, but think of it as an investment. It's an investment into your business. It's an investment into your future, into your teams, into your family, into your vacations, into your income. Marketing is not an expense. And, I'm a realtor just like you guys, and I go to a lot of events like we all do. And I'm the very first person to throw my credit card out to buy everything that somebody sells and then I don't do anything with it. But then how many agents won't invest in their own marketing to bring those referrals in and to keep their businesses going? So if you take nothing from this whole presentation, I think you need to shift your mindset on it being just another expense to an investment in my business so that I have a prolonged, sustainable business that grows over time, especially if you have a team. I have a very small team. We are a small, mighty team, and I do provide leads to my team. And it's a huge add value that I have for team members because I'm able to bring in a lot more business than I would if I didn't market, so that I can help my team members grow their own businesses as well. So it's an investment, you guys. It's not an expense. And then the cost of dropping marketing. It does not matter how great of a job you do for a client. If they don't hear from you, they are going to forget you. We have a guy in our marketplace, his name is Joel, and he has an ad on all of the UTA buses in town. He has ads on all the placards in the malls. He sends postcards out. I get them in my neighborhood. And honestly, like, he's got such great marketing that if my realtor, if I wasn't a realtor, wasn't staying in touch with me and I was going to sell my house, I would probably call Joel. He's really, really good at staying in front of people and doing what he does best. And he runs a huge business. So if clients forget about you, your referrals dry up, competitors step in, and sales become very unpredictable. So if you stop marketing, then you have to start over every single time, and it's just so much more harder to gain momentum. So out of sight, out of mind, and it's the true thing. And then marketing equals control. Sales, they feel unpredictable. They are unpredictable, but marketing does put you in control of your pipeline. Like I said, our goal on our team is to have steady income and not have months where we are super dry and then months where we are really busy. We want it to be consistent across the board. We love the busy months, but we also, we don't want the slow months either. And the more you market, the more opportunities and referrals are going to flow into your business. And consistent marketing creates predictable income and not feast or famine, which I think a lot of agents live in, that feast or famine. It's really, really good, or it's really, really bad. What would it feel like to you if it was really, really good all the time, or if it was just consistent and you knew every night when you go to sleep, like, I'm going to have business tomorrow, I'm going to pay my bills, and I'm not going to have all the stress of not knowing where my next deal is going to come from. And then marketing is the one part of your business that you can actually control. We can't control the market, interest rates. We can't control when a buyer is going to get off the fence and buy, but you can control how visible you are, and you can control how valuable you are. So every campaign, every post, and every single touch point is going to build momentum in your business. And then the compounding effect. And I don't know if you've all read Darren Hardy's book, The Compounding Effect, but compounding is such an important theory. Every single marketing touch is like a seed. The more you plant, the bigger the harvest. And then different seeds grow at different speeds, right? So if you're blogging, or you're, starting to build a presence on social media, you're starting to send out newsletters, it's going to take time for different platforms to grow. So that's why it's important that you're on every single platform. And then obviously, if you miss a season, then you miss a harvest, and it could be a huge harvest. And the land will return what you plant. So if you plant success, you're going to get success. If you plant failure, you're going to get failure. If you plant poison ivy, it's going to grow in abundance. If you plant beautiful flowers, wildflowers, they're going to grow in abundance. So you've got to look at every single touch and everything you do in your business like you're planting a seed. And we know Brian Buffini talks about that a lot. It's just planting a seed and harvesting, and over time it grows. And then marketing is not one and done. This is probably one of the biggest mistakes I feel like agents make. They'll make a post. They might do it once. They might do it for a month, or they send out a newsletter here. They send out a newsletter there, and they're like, this isn't working. Marketing is something that is a long game. It's like an investment property. If you're going to buy a house and you're looking for appreciation, you've got to hold that over time. It could be a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, but marketing is definitely a long game. And the more you market, you're going to build a presence with your clients over time. And then they're going to remember you at the right time when they're buying, selling, or somebody's asking for a referral. And then people, as we know, are super, super busy, and they have hundreds and hundreds of choices. There's a lot of real estate agents out there, and they're all on Instagram, right? And they're all looking to steal your clients and appeal to them. So people have choices, and you've got to be right at the tip of their tongue when they think of when they're buying or selling or they have a referral. And you've got to own the space in their head, essentially, where they can't forget you. I always tell my clients, even if you don't like me, you will never be able to forget me, because I'm going to be in your mailbox, in your email box, in your social media feed. You're going to see me everywhere, and like, you will not know my name. That will never be a thing. And it's true. It's held true for me. That's why I've been able to do the business that I've done. And then if you're not there, somebody else will be. So the agent they remember is the agent that they call, which is really important. And then unpopular opinion. Most agents should outsource their marketing. And here's why. And this is an unpopular opinion, because most agents say, oh no, I know my voice. I can do it the best. I can do it better than anybody else. But the fact is, are you going to actually do it? So the biggest issue with marketing is creativity. Like, most agents are really, really good at sales. I'm really, really good at sales, but like, I couldn't create a Canva template to like save my life. And honestly, I shouldn't even know how to do one, because it's not the best use of my time. I am not a professional marketer. I am not a designer. I'm not a copywriter. I did not go to college for that. I went to real estate school. I do have I've always got ideas spewing, but like, actually the creation and implementation piece gets dropped because I don't have time to do it. That's why I have a marketing coordinator on my team, and that's why we use BeEpic. But doing it all yourself is going to create burnout, and even more importantly, sporadic effort. You're not going to be consistent in the marketing that you do. And I think we saw that pretty consistently throughout that survey. And really, like, you can't stay fresh and creative when you're managing everything. You're wearing 1,000 different hats. You're dealing with problems and issues and clients. And I feel like everyone's unhappy right now, which causes a lot of stress in our business. And so having that just even the bandwidth at the end of the day to come up with marketing, campaigns and ideas and new posts and newsletters and video scripts and all of those things, it's just a lot. And it needs to happen every single week, every single month, every single year, year after year after year. So it can be very overwhelming. And then it's really, really hard to get momentum if you're starting and stopping and starting and stopping. And I think the other piece of it too is just, it's inconsistency. I'm on probably 100 agents newsletters, and I can't tell you how many like fall maintenance checklists I've gotten in my email this week. But it's inconsistent. So agents might send something out, and then 6 months later I see something else and I'm like, oh, I forgot all about them. And now I remember, but that eliminates trust if they're not consistent. So, and delegation, this is probably one of my favorite topics of all times. When I first got into the business, I had a really, really, really hard time delegating, because I was so used to doing everything. And then as I slowly handed things over to team members that do it honestly better than I do, I found there was so much power in delegation. Delegation has allowed me to create consistent, cohesive marketing across all of my platforms, because I'm not the one trying to create it all. It also prevents marketing from being the very first thing that gets dropped when you're busy, because I mean, if you guys raised your hand, I'm sure you would say this. It is the first thing that's going to get dropped. If you have a goal to do 5 social posts this week, and then all of a sudden you get 10 new leads, you're probably not going to make those social media posts. And then delegating marketing frees you up to do what you do best, and that is serving your clients and closing deals. So if you want to dominate the market, you've got to learn to delegate, and marketing is the number one thing outside of, like, obviously transaction management. Those 2 things I think are the 2 most important things that you delegate. And then the cost of doing it all alone. Inconsistent posting, clients forget you. You spend hours wasted on Canva and MailChimp, missed opportunities from overload, and that's missed income opportunities. The stress from juggling marketing and sales, and then weeks or months go without marketing because you don't have time. When you delegate, you have more time with clients, more time for lead generation and follow-up. You have a lot more time to build relationships, take people out for coffees, make phone calls, check in with people, and you have a lot more time to grow your business without having the burnout that comes with not delegating. And then you have more time with your family and friends, and more time to go on vacation. I don't know if you guys follow me, but I travel a lot, and I go on a lot of vacations. And while I'm gone, my sales are happening in the background. My marketing's happening in the background. I have a fabulous team, and and my team members that I delegate to do what they do way better than I could ever do. In fact, I usually screw things up, and I get told not to touch their things and stay out of their part of the business, because I mess things up, even when I write contracts, you know? So delegation is super important. Cassie's on there laughing because she knows. She's like, you just messed this up again too, Heather. So, but delegation strengthens consistency. So when your marketing is delegated, your posts go out even when you're slammed. Your campaigns are running on autopilot in the background. Your clients see you everywhere, every month, every season, every single year, no excuses, and your clients cannot forget you. And I have a real live example of a text message that I got about probably only about 2 weeks ago. A client says, do you still show homes, or are you really busy running your company? We would love for you to be the one. It's amazing how much you've grown since you helped us get our home in Tooele back in 2006. So you guys, this is 20 years ago. And this is a client that he lives geographically, depending on traffic, well over an hour away from where our office is and where we host our events and things like that. I don't talk to him much. I don't see him ever. And because of the consistent marketing, 20 years later, he's going to sell his home. I'm going to help him buy a home. And that doesn't just happen because he's like, oh, I remember that lady, Heather Roxburgh, 20 years ago who sold me my house. It doesn't just happen by chance. It happens by sending out consistent marketing over time. And you need to free up your time so you can do what you do best. You cannot grow your business if you are stuck creating flyers, posting on social, writing newsletters, or editing videos. And honestly, are you even good at doing that stuff? Because I know, I gotta mute somebody, sorry. I know that I'm not. My job is to sell real estate, period. It's not to do transaction coordination in my business. It's not to create Canva, which I don't know how to do. I can come up with creative ideas, but at the end of the day, someone else needs to be the implementer of those so that I can be the rainmaker and bring the business into my team. So I just challenge you guys to stop asking, like, how do I sell more homes? I know a lot of agents that I talk to, they're like, I've hit a ceiling. I can't get past 20 deals or 30 deals and I don't know what to do. And the first thing I say is, who does your marketing? Who does your transaction management? You're doing everything yourself, or you're piecemealing it out to people on your team, like your buyer's agent's the one that's doing your social media. Well, your buyer's agent should be out being a buyer's agent and showing homes and writing contracts. So my challenge is to start asking, how do I market better and more consistently so the referrals come in and I sell more? And the challenge for most agents, they don't have the funds to hire a full-time marketing coordinator. It's very expensive, and depending on the marketing you're in, it could be anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000 or more, just depending on your client, your average price point as well. And then you have an added responsibility of managing another team member, just helping them stay on task. And also, you've also got to put them on your payroll, right? So that's more income that you have to go out and make. So what happens when you can't have a full-time marketing coordinator? Your marketing stops, your growth slows down, and the referrals really stop coming in.
Okay.
So this is where we're going to go into your 2026 marketing strategy, and I'm going to let Kat take this one.
Yeah, so obviously Heather explained a lot about why we are so passionate about marketing and why we really believe in what we do over here at Be Epic. But we did promise you that we're going to help you build your 2026 marketing strategy. So whether you want to do this on your own or reach out to someone to help you get this done, we're going to walk you through our exact process and how we plan out our entire year and the marketing that we put into the calendar every single week, month, and quarter, with the hopes that you can replicate this on your own, or if you do have a team, you can bring this back to your team and they can help you build this out. And then if you feel like this is a missing piece, obviously we would love to chat with you. But let's dive in. So we're going to kind of start from the top down with how we build our marketing strategy. So we're in October now. This is typically the time of year that we start to plan for the next year because the holidays are coming. We're all going to get busy, and before we know it, we're going to be in January and we're going to feel like we're behind. So we believe that these three components should, at a minimum, go into your annual marketing calendar. So the first one is you need to have a calendar. So you need to have an intentional weekly and monthly marketing calendar that you can follow consistently. I'll start saying consistently now too, Heather. You also need to have campaigns across all these different channels. So Heather's kind of alluded to this, mentioned it, and we'll dive into each one of these a little bit more, but you need to be utilizing email marketing, Direct mail, I know a lot of people don't like direct mail. It gets a bad rap as being old school, but we'll talk about why hopefully we can change your mind on that, because we really do see a lot of success with it. You also need to have a strategy for your website. So you need to be refreshing content to help with that online discovery. And then you need to embrace video. You've probably heard me say that. Tons of people out in the world, anybody who does marketing is like, get on video, it's the best. So we'll talk a little bit more about video and social media and how you can bring that into your 2026 strategy as well. And then the last piece is personalization. So AI is kind of taking over. It's a hot topic right now. You can pop into ChatGPT and get a bunch of content spit out. But the one thing that AI cannot replicate is you, your face, your personality, your voice. So we really want to encourage you in 2026 to kind of move away from this cookie cutter sort of approach of just posting random stock stuff everywhere, and really make sure that your face is getting out there, because that's what people are going to recognize, and that's what's going to help provide that consistency from a branding perspective. So we're going to break this down in more detail, starting with the calendar. So once a year, Heather and I sit down, again, typically in October, we sit down with our team and we plan out the marketing calendar for the whole year. And the reason why we do this is because planning early means you'll be marketing on autopilot next year when everyone else is trying to play catch up and figure out what they're doing every month, every quarter. We don't want that for you. We want you to go into the new year with your campaigns mapped out, and so that you know what you're doing every single month, and there's intentionality behind it, and it builds on each other. So it's not just random content going out. And over on this side, we have sort of some suggestions for frequency and what you should be putting into your monthly calendar. So we typically like to do around 15 to 20 social media posts and videos per month. That breaks down to like 4 on average a week. And then on the monthly level, we want you to be sending out a client newsletter at least once a month, an agent to agent newsletter. So this is a newsletter specific to your B2B audience. So other people in your network that are selling real estate that could potentially be a referral source for you, they need to have their own message that's separate from what your clients are getting. We also encourage you to send out a direct mail postcard and then to post blogs on your website to, again, like I said, help with that, drive that online discovery when people are searching on Google, searching on ChatGPT. We want you to be pulling up so that people can find you that way. So this is one of our clients who signed up for BeEpic, and she just said, I've got all my November marketing done and it's not even November yet. First time this has ever happened. And the reason why we're sharing this is because the whole big picture behind the calendar is that clarity and organization is going to give you that consistency. And that's really where that calendar piece is important, is it's going to provide that clarity. It's going to provide that organization so that you don't fall off track throughout the year. And like Heather's mentioned, random marketing gets random results. And so we want you to create that consistent marketing so that you can have that predictable growth in your business. So that sounds great, but like, what do we actually put in this calendar? We kind of talked on it a little bit, but we're going to explain that a little bit more. So we believe that your marketing calendar should always include these 4 pillars at a minimum. You can add more to it, but at a minimum, you should be doing this right here. So again, your email newsletter, you want to be sending out 2 different newsletters, one to your clients, one to agents in your network. And Heather can talk for hours probably on that piece alone, because she's gotten a lot of business from her agent to agent newsletter. And I know most of the agents I know are not doing this. They're not nurturing the relationships they're making at all these conferences and places that they're going to. It's just they get a business card, and then it's like sometimes it makes it into the database, sometimes it doesn't, but there's no follow-up. So we want to help you avoid that so that you can nurture those relationships. And then with the direct mail postcards, we really believe this is an opportunity to show your personality. I have a client who is she's a little bit more serious of a business person. And she said that she has been told by clients that she can come off as being like a little unapproachable. And so she really loves these direct mail postcards because they give her the opportunity to show a more fun, lighthearted side of her business. And that just helps increase her relatability. And so more people have really reached out to her and warmed up to her because she is very professional. She is very serious, but she also is a human, and they can see that through the postcards that we do. And then the websites, we talked about this, blog posts. You need to be refreshing your content on your website. to help with SEO, to help with online discovery. So blogs are a great way to do that on an ongoing basis. And then social media and video, we're kind of lumping into one because typically you're sharing your videos on social media. And this is really all about building your online presence as well as your credibility so that when you do get a referral, someone looks you up online, they find a human being, they can see your face, they can see you're doing marketing, and that just helps sort of seal the deal. So if we're breaking down each of these pillars in a little more detail and what you can expect to include in each of these, hold on, I'm going to mute someone. We're going to start with email newsletter. We love email newsletters. I know a lot of people have mixed feelings on, is email still effective? But again, you want to be hitting these two different audiences, and sort of the goal behind each of these and the difference should be that with your clients, you want to include content that's going to be relevant for them. So like local stuff, lifestyle stuff, community happenings, market updates, things like that, that would be relevant to your client. And then on the agent side, this is what we call our agent to agent newsletter. This, we take a little bit of a different approach. This is more about providing helpful tools. So anything that you found helpful in your business, you want to share with other business owners. And the reason why we do this is we want to keep your name and location top of mind so that when they have or know someone who's moving to your area, you're the first person they think of and you get that referral. I know a lot of you guys are a part of the Buffini and Company referral directory, but you need to be doing this and staying in touch with people because there's so much competition, right? So how do we get those referrals from the network? It's by staying in front of people and like Heather said, make sure they can't forget you. So here are some email results from some of our clients just to show you like what you should be aiming for and what you can expect. So this is Earl, one of our clients. He's been with us for a while. And so you can see here what he was sending an email on his own through MailChimp using the same platform we use. His open rate was about 19%, which is not terrible. It's not amazing, but it's not terrible. But he sent one newsletter with us and his open rate jumped to 55%. So that's 185% increase. So that just goes to show that by making small tweaks with the type of content that you're sending to people and playing around with your open rates, making sure you're providing things that are engaging and you're not just setting the stuff on autopilot and not actually paying attention to, you know, what is the subject line? Is it something that's going to get someone to click and open? Those little small tweaks can make a big difference. Same thing with this client. This is a new client that started working with me recently. She was sending her, I think the e-report through Referral Maker, and her open rate was so sad. It was only 4%, which is, and I think 40% or no, 60% of the people were not even receiving her email. Only 4% were opening it. She switched her email style. And 1 month later, the first month after switching, her open rate bumped up to 42%, and she had almost a 6% click-through rate, which is phenomenal. So a 950% increase, which is incredible. So, I mean, again, these are just small little tweaks, small little things you can do that can really help make sure that more people are engaging with your content. Okay, so let's talk about direct mail postcards. So we send a postcard every single month. They're a little quirky, they're a little funny, they're not necessarily your typical farming postcard that you would see. These are all about showcasing your personality, and whether you do this with us or on your own, we would invite you to really spend some time getting creative with your postcard concepts. A lot of people don't like the mail that they get, right? It's usually, if I get mail, it's usually a bill. Or, you know, and it's something that I'm just not, or it's like some kind of random thing that's just salesy and I'm like, toss. But I know that we get fantastic results from our postcards because they're fun. They're personalized. They have your face on them. These are sent to your like client database. So they're sent to people that already know you and like you, hopefully. But the idea is just another touch point that you can get in front of them and show that you're creative, that you're marketing, that you're in business, and you're the one to call if they have a real estate need. So all of these are a little quirky, but then on the backside, we have a write-up that's more ties in whatever the theme is with something happening relevant in real estate. So this is really just going to help you build recognition and trust and be a face that people remember because you're in their mailbox. And so here's.
Can I also say something really quick to the postcards? Because I've been sending them for 15 years. That's the one place where people can't just like delete you or scroll past you. Like when they're sorting their mail out, they have to look at you. They see your face every single month. And the power of the direct mail is probably the most powerful marketing platform because they have to see you before they throw you away. I had a client that sent me a text, said, I love everything you send out. You're so creative. You're my favorite piece of junk mail. And I thought it was hilarious. She called it junk mail, but you know, she sees my face and she texted me and reached out. So the postcards are really fun and they're really important.
Yeah, so these are some of our clients, like just some of the screenshots they've sent us from the postcards, which are kind of fun. This gal on the right-hand side, we recently just sent her first postcard and she probably had like 10 clients reach out and she just kept texting me like, I got another one, another person called me and another one. And so she was just super thrilled, like, and people that she hasn't talked to in like 15 years picked up the phone to reach out because they were like, oh, this is so fun and different. I know Earl's I don't think he's on here, but he's a big advocate of our postcards. That's probably his favorite piece of the marketing because, and we'll get into his testimonial a little later, but we always get really good feedback. So if you are not sold on postcards, I invite you to give it a try because I know it's a little quirky, but it does work. I promise you it works. So let's talk about blogging now. So some people blog, some people don't. What is the purpose of this? We believe the purpose for blogging is for SEO, and then also we use it for content repurposing. So everything kind of leads back to our blog. So we post an article on our website, then we'll share that on social media as a way to drive traffic back to our website. We'll also share it via our email newsletter to drive traffic back to our website where people can contact us. So it becomes this piece of content that you can repurpose all across your campaigns for the month that really provides a central message and a consistency as far as a theme goes for the month. So that's why we love blogs. We typically do one blog per month at a minimum, but obviously you can do a lot more than that. This is also going to be important in boosting your search engine visibility, especially with AI search discovery. If you go into ChatGPT, type in, you know, what's the market like in Westchester County, New York? ChatGPT is going to scour the internet and pull from all different sources, a lot of them localized sources, and it's going to spit out a response and also have a section where it showcases the sources of where that came from. And you want to be one of those sources, and blogging can help you do that. So it's just another tool that you can use to reach more people. And then again, we talked about reusing the blogs and newsletter, email, and social posts. This is an example from one of my clients. I went into ChatGPT. He was actually in a training at Ravis, his brokerage, and they were talking about the power of AI. And so they were doing sort of an example of like if we type in, is now a good time to buy a home in Westchester County, what pops up? Well, he was the only agent in the office whose website popped up as a source in ChatGPT when that prompt was put in. And so that's just a testament to the work we're doing. And obviously, he was super thrilled that his website was pulling up as a credible source through AI. So let's talk about social media. A lot of you, I can guess probably most of you, all of you are doing some sort of social media, but it can be daunting to try to keep up with the content demands that social media has. So if we're doing, 14 to 15 to 20 posts a month, how do you stay on top of that when, like Heather said, you're getting busy and, something happens with the transaction, like the first thing that goes out the window is the social media post that you're planning on spending an hour putting together. So we want to make sure that in your calendar, you have a sustainable plan that allows you to be consistent no matter what for the month. And that should include a mix of photos, videos, obviously super huge. The more videos you can do, the better. We try to do, 2 to 4 a month at a minimum. And then graphics as well. And the big kind of takeaway here for me is you want to try to lead with your face over stock images. I see a lot of agents that just post stock stuff, but their face isn't on it. And that's not really helping with your brand recognition. So if you are a Be Epic client and you're working with our social media team, make sure you get them your photos every month that they ask for, because that's going to really help with the personalization. We want when someone's scrolling, if they see your face, they're going to stop. If it's just a stock image, they're probably not going to even connect the dots that that's your business and your brand. So making sure that your face is on it, your brand colors are consistent, your logos are consistent. We want to be creating that consistent message everywhere so that people know and recognize you instantly. And then again, another takeaway with social media is it can be hard to get started, but really try to focus on doing this consistently over perfection. I feel like I just said consistently like 20,000 times. So we'll move on from that. So a little bit about video. We all know we should be doing it. The reason why, it builds connection, it builds trust, it builds authority a lot quicker than a static post. It also showcases your personality, your character, your competence, that you're an expert in your field. It allows your personal voice to shine through, and people just connect with it a lot more than, an image. So if you can embrace video, I know it can be difficult to know what to say, to figure out how to edit everything and then get it posted. It can be, even myself being a marketer, if I sit down and try to do all this on my own, I'm spending at least an hour, if not more, filming the video, editing it, and getting it posted. And that's probably super fast. I know agents that would probably spend half a day trying to figure out how to do that. And so it can be a challenge, but I do think that it's an important component of your social media campaign and in the marketing you're doing in 2026. And then another benefit to video, and in a way that a lot of agents aren't using it, but we think you should be using it, is not only should you be posting it to social, but you should be embedding it in your newsletter, embedding it in your blog. So if you are going to spend that time to film a video, make sure you're posting it on your website. Make sure you're sending it to your clients in your newsletter. Make sure you're getting it out in all these different channels and not just posting it on Facebook or Instagram, where, in reality, probably only about 3% of the people that are following you are going to see it there. You saw the open rate via email, where at least half your clients are opening your email. So send it there. You're going to get a lot more bang for your buck. You're going to get a lot more, I guess, just out of the video if you send it through all these different channels. And I think that's where the strategy really, the marketing strategy really comes in. It's just being intentional and thinking about these things, where it's like, okay, if I do a video, don't just send it in one platform. Make sure you're really getting it out there across all channels. So again, this is another client result from social media. She started working with us. And then a month later, she had some incredible numbers. She had 155 new followers within 30 days. Her profile activity went up over 700%. And this was just from transitioning from doing things sporadically without her face on them to literally putting her face out there and doing one reel a week. That's what we did for her, was one reel a week. We started putting her face on more of the posts, and instantly the results started to increase pretty dramatically. So Heather, do you want to talk about this? Because we have tons of case studies, but Heather is our #1 case study. So she can talk about, she does all this marketing. This is the exact plan that she does. So I guess just talk a little bit about your success with doing things in this way.
Yeah, so like I said before earlier, 15 years ago, I hired my first marketing coordinator. And, obviously what we offer is a little bit different than that, but it's the same exact marketing suite. So for 15 plus years, I have consistently, and that word it's a real thing in my world, every single month, consistently on every platform, our marketing has gone out. A lot of you know who I am, and a lot of you also get my agent to agent marketing, because that's something that we think is incredibly important. We market to agents just like we market to our clients. You get our postcards, you get our newsletters, we do November. We're always trying to add value to you guys as agents, and stay in front of you. And I will tell you, just on that aspect of things, when I go to an event, I don't know, there's a lot of people I've met and I've got business cards and I have put them in a database, but I've met them once and I haven't seen them again. And then they see me and they're like, oh, Heather Roxburgh, I get your marketing. And everyone knows who I am. And it is proof that this marketing works, because my face is in your inbox. It's in your mailbox. It's all over the place. My team and I, we do over 100 transactions every single year, no matter what. In my entire career, I've never sold myself personally less than 30 homes in a year. We get over 150 referrals annually, and we don't chase leads. We are not on Zillow. We don't buy any leads. Our only lead source is repeat business and referrals. And I've sold over 150 homes in my career alone. And I have a team that we thrive exclusively on referrals. So the reason why this works for me and I have the success that I have is because my clients really, truly do see me everywhere, all the time, through consistent marketing. And you guys it would blow your mind on how many people, like the example I gave, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, 18 years ago. And some people I haven't spoken to or literally even seen, and they call me up when they're ready to sell or even relocate. We promote that we know agents nationwide in all of our newsletters. So they call us and say, hey, I know you guys know people, I'm moving. And these people are out, they're reaching out to us. And so I'm proof that this works. I'm proof, like I have a sustainable business. I don't have to wake up every day and wonder where my next deal is going to come from. I don't have to start over. And it's a great feeling. And I'm able to do what I do and actually enjoy the business because I love working with clients and I'm not getting bogged down by the things that I don't like doing and that someone else does better than me. So that's my proof.
Okay, so now let's like wrap up this sort of piece for you. So how are you going to implement this? Like this is the strategy that we want you to take into 2026. Again, whether you do this on your own or with us, this is sort of the actionable piece, right? So the first thing you need to do is you need to create a calendar, ideally within the next 30 days. So sometime between now and mid November, you need to have your 2026 calendar in place, and that calendar needs to include your weekly, monthly marketing touch points. So let's map out exactly what those campaigns are going to look like and make sure that they build on top of each other and they're not just random stuff going out into the universe that's not tied to anything, not tied to any goals. So that would be the first. That would be where I would start right now. And then once you have that calendar in place, you're going to create themes. You're going to create themes for every single month, and you're going to have to decide like what should these themes be for your business. You know, are local charities really important to you? Is that a content theme you want to weave throughout every single month? Do you want to focus more on local lifestyle stuff, like supporting small businesses? Do you want to stick to the real estate facts and really drive home your expertise as a real estate agent and focus on market updates and what's going on from a real estate perspective in your community? So that's where you'll sit down and you'll kind of pick 3 to 5 themes that you're going to weave into every single month's content. And then once you have that calendar in place, the next phase is to get out there and start creating content. So we really are big fans of batching our content creation. So not just trying to sit down every week or every month and get this done. We like to meet on a quarterly basis and get pictures for the next 3 postcards, get our next 3 emails organized and mapped out, figure out what our plan is for social media, get that scheduled. Obviously, there are things that'll come up like listings and stuff like that that you'll have to pop in that are more reactive. But a lot of this stuff you can create and schedule in advance. And that's just going to kind of check that box, take it off your mind so that you know it's done, you know it's going to go out. And then, of course, if other things come up, you can add it into the schedule, but you know you have a baseline, you have something consistent that's going out there. So I really do believe in this sort of batch content creation process because, you know, for Heather and myself, we're also busy. This is the only way that we can actually get stuff done without fail. And then the next piece is look at your systems. So you've created content, but what is your system for actually getting that out? So you have to have a scheduling system. You need to have templates that you're coming back to that are going to help create and speed up that content creation process. You're going to have to figure out how you're going to delegate this because I would argue that 90% of you should not be doing this on your own. So who on your team, or do you need to go out and find someone to help you with this? But there needs to be a button pusher. There needs to be someone who's uploading the post, who's making sure it goes out, who's, you know, making sure that this stuff gets done. And then you also need a plan for measuring your success. So what are the KPIs that you're going to look at? And we'll talk about a little bit more about that in a second. But those are the systems that you need to get this marketing running on autopilot. And then commitment. We encourage everyone to commit to at least 12 weeks of consistent execution. You're not going to see results instantly. Like you will see some engagement go up, but you probably won't see like, you know, you send out 1 postcard, you send out 1 social media post, you're probably not going to get like 10 referrals coming in from one thing. So don't lose focus, don't lose hope. This is the long game. It's not instant quick fix. This is not a Hail Mary to try to get a deal tomorrow. This is really something that will build over time, that compound effect that we were talking about. And then with metrics, you want to be looking at, again, every 12 weeks, every 90 days, reevaluating what you're doing. Is it working? Do you need to step it up? What's the most effective? How can you sort of tweak your strategy moving forward? We don't like to look at this on a weekly basis or even a monthly basis because things can change so much and they can be kind of all over the place. You're going to really start to see more of those trends as you look out every 90 days. And even I would honestly say every 6 months to a year is where you're going to really start to see more of that sort of uptick in results and momentum. So that is great, right? Like that's what you guys should be doing. But the hard truth about doing it yourself, if you are still planning on doing it yourself, is that you probably won't do it. I mean, I talk to agents all the time that have the best intentions. They are all in. They're like, yes, this is great. I can totally do this. And then I talked to them a year later, and unfortunately, they haven't acted on any of this because it takes time, it takes strategy, it takes creativity. And like we've mentioned, this is not for most agents really their strength, as they're more salespeople and not necessarily full-time marketers who, and a lot of y'all just don't even enjoy this piece of the business. Like going on social media, I know for you, Heather, is like it's something you do to kind of stay on top of things and see what's going on in the world, but like you don't love it. Like it's not something that you are super passionate about. You're passionate about people and helping them get into homes, not necessarily about the latest trends on social media and AI and all that stuff. So we've given you the plan, and I hope that that was valuable for you. I hope that you take this and you act on it. But if you don't have that support system, if you don't have someone that can really get this off the ground for you, that's where Be Epic comes in. And we would, of course, love to be the team that does this for you. So you might be wondering, like, what exactly is Be Epic? You've given us a lot of ideas or hints at what you guys do. So this is our team. We're an all-female team, and it's led by Heather and myself, but then we also have three great gals, as well as a team of VAs underneath them. So this is the group of women that are coming together and creating content for Be Epic. And just like, and so yeah, I'm going to skip over the slide because we're kind of running out of time. But how we build our marketing plan that we give to our clients, our Be Epic clients, is we do exactly what we just explained. Every October, we meet for a 2-day planning retreat. We put all of our heads together. We time this in October because Heather is a big fan of Darren Hardy. She does Business Masterclass, which has tons of great content. So we take what we learn from Business Masterclass, from other influencers in the marketing world. Some of our influences that we like and we draw inspiration from are like Amy Porterfield and Brie Forleo, obviously Brian Buffini, all these other people. We kind of pull everything that we've learned from all these great minds, and we put together an annual marketing plan that is designed to help you with brand awareness, relationship marketing, client touch points, and I can't see that last bullet point on there, so I'm just going to skip over it. But we put together this really thoughtful, intentional plan. And I think it's important to mention, like, yes, you can go to ChatGPT and you can spit out a bunch of content, but we try not to do that. We use ChatGPT as like inspiration, but what we really do during this planning retreat is, and which I would invite you to do as well, is we go back and we look at the past 3 years of content that we've sent out. So what emails have we sent out? What social posts have we put out? What blogs have we posted? And we look for the best hits. Like, what are the constant themes or the things that are coming up that people are interacting with the most? And then we take the best from the last few years and we repurpose it into new ideas and new content to try to drive that direction and make sure that we're providing you guys with content that's relevant, timely, and also market specific. So the big idea here is that it's not a theory. This is built by professionals who understand what actually works in real estate and what has been working. So I'm going to skip again over these. So our marketing suite, this is kind of just like an overview of what we provide. I will explain this in a little bit more detail on this slide. So what exactly do you get if you're a client of ours? So this is sort of a breakdown of everything you would get from us. So we will send you every single month a direct mail postcard similar to the ones that we've shown you, the fun, kind of cool, relationship building concepts. We also provide you with a custom email newsletter, with a blog article. We provide you with those 15 to 20 social media posts, as well as some real templates that you can like add your B-roll footage over and personalize. We give you 2 video scripts with thumbnails that go with them. And then we've changed our offering since maybe some of you have last spoke to us. So we've added implementation by a VA. So when we first launched Be Epic, we were just like, oh, we're going to create a bunch of content and we'll give it to you guys and you guys can figure out how you're going to implement it. Well, what we found was, that sounded great, but what happened was we would hand over the content and most agents would do nothing with it. And then, 3, 6, 10 months would go by and then they would cancel because they're like, I haven't used it. So we decided to create a new revised business model where we now provide you with a virtual assistant. And I'll explain a little bit more about that, where we have someone who's trained on this system that is going to be the person that implements it for you, because that was the biggest missing piece. That was where people were getting hung up and it just wasn't getting done. And I never want people to pay for something that they're not going to use. Like, that's not helping you, and that's not helping us develop a better relationship with you guys. So, our goal was really to help you get this out into the world, because we know if you do, it will transform your business. And you also get a monthly strategy call with our team. These are our monthly webinars where we provide you with a guest speaker once a month who's going to train you and talk to you about a relevant marketing or business building tip. And this is just our way to continue to help you guys grow and learn. So yeah. And then moving on. Okay, so we actually have an exciting addition. So if you are a client of ours, we are launching something new in 2026, and we wanted to tell you about it. So we've heard you, we've gotten feedback, and we've decided to take it and bring you something new in the new year. And so we are actually going to be adding on in 2026 an agent-to-agent marketing newsletter. This will be included in your Be Epic Marketing Suite, and we felt like this was a missing piece for a lot of you guys. So we're going to be giving you the same template, the same newsletter Heather sends out to her agent database. We're going to create a version of that for you so that you can work with our team to segment out your clients versus your B2B contacts, and have a professionally written monthly newsletter that goes out and is going to help you build relationships with your agent referral database. So we feel like this is a very underutilized opportunity for a lot of you, and we want to help you tap into that. So we're super excited about this, so that now when you go to conferences, you don't have to feel like those connections are going to fade away after the conference. We're going to have a back-end plan where they'll be getting something every single month from you that's going to help you stay top of mind and referral ready, and hopefully create more of those referral opportunities for you. Okay, so back to Earl. This is just, he recently gifted us with this testimonial, and we wanted to share it with you because we thought it was like a really powerful testament to the Be Epic suite. And so he said, Be Epic has been a total game changer for our team. Everything is done from you, from social media to mailings to monthly emails, to blogs that keep us connected with our database. Our mailings get the best engagement. So he's a big fan of the postcards. We send around 700 a month and easily have 20 to 50 people reach out after each one. It's fun, it's simple, and it perfectly matches our relationship-based style of doing business. So, and then he also talks about our in-house marketing support, making this easy for him to get done. And I know Earl personally, and he is a hard person to track down and get to do stuff. I don't know if Hannah's on this call. She's our VA that works with Earl, but she could probably pop on and be like, it's so hard to get content from Earl, but we still have been able to help him be consistent every month. And he's a super busy dude. Like, he sells a lot of homes. So what kind of makes us different? You've probably heard of Coffee and Contracts. You've probably heard of tons of marketing companies out there that provide you with marketing templates that you can use. I think these three things kind of make us different. So we're not just providing you with one of the marketing pieces. We're going to give you everything, literally everything we talked about that you should be doing in your 2026 plan. We will give to you and create for you. So it's all your content created for you. It's not piecemealing things so that you have to go out and find like 10 other vendors to do 10 other marketing things for you. Really, you can just do this and have really good coverage for your marketing. And then I think the most valuable piece that we've added on is this trained VA. Like, I know so many people that have tried to hire their own VAs or tried to hire their own marketing coordinator. And again, it sounds great until you have to train that person. And then, you're spending 2 months, maybe more, trying to teach them how you do business, what your brand is, how to do their job. So it becomes more work than it's worth in the beginning. And with our VAs, I mean, we literally are ready to hit the ground running immediately. So the first month you sign up with us, content's going out. You're not having to invest money for 2 to 3 months or invest in a person hoping that they'll work out. We take that burden off of your plate, and we train these people. We hire them. They're based in the United States. They're led by Heather's previous assistant, Hannah, which again, I don't know if she's on this call. If you are, Hannah, feel free to pop.
She's on.
She's on. If she wants to show her face, she can. But we put on the right-hand side of the screen, this is Hannah's process, that her SOP, if you will. So this is how organized we are with how your VA is going to communicate with you. You're going to get notifications from them via email consistently, like clockwork, throughout the month, reaching out to you for your videos, for your postcard pics, for your social media pictures. So all you literally have to do is respond to your VA, get her a couple pictures and videos. We'll take that from you and we'll do the rest. We'll edit and post your video. We'll send your postcard for you. We'll make sure your branding's on your social media posts. We'll make sure your face and your pictures are across all of your marketing. So it really is I mean, we've tried to make this as easy for you guys as we possibly can. Like, yes, you still have to film a video, which I know is hard, but I don't know any other way to get around, that piece. Like, we have to have you film a video, but beyond that, everything else we're doing for you.
Well, I
Um,
think it's worth noting too, if you don't send in your video and you don't send in your photo, the marketing goes out anyways.
yeah, we
So
do
you
have
have
an
to send it by a certain date, and if it's not sent, it goes out without the video and without the picture. Because again, the point is getting it out, right? So if we can't get it from you after numerous efforts, it's going to still go out. So
Yeah, so we do have an option. We obviously don't like to use the stock option if we can avoid it, but the more important piece is, like we said, consistency over perfection. So we're going to do our best to hound you for content. We're going to be on you. You're going to get notifications. We're never going to not be in touch with you. But if you just absolutely cannot get it to us, we will still find a way to get your marketing out and it will get done. So the big question for, I guess, for coming from us to you is like, how are you going to sell more houses next year if you don't do something different? Like the market, we've put in here, the market is changing. I would say the market has already changed. It's changed a lot over the last 18 months, and it's probably going to change more next year. So what are you doing different to keep up with these changes? The competition is getting stronger and consumers are getting smarter. They're starting to expect all of these things. I feel like the days are gone when you can kind of just fly by like doing no marketing and relying on your good name and business. Like people still want to see that you're showing up online. If you're going to market their listing, they want to know that you know how to market yourself. I would never personally hire an agent that had no marketing plan, had no online presence, because that's important to me as a young homeowner who's also trying to build out my real estate portfolio. Like I want to make sure that I'm partnering with good people who are on top of it, who know how to represent me well. So you really do need a plan to help you stand out. And if you want new results, you need new strategies. And so we're hoping that some of these strategies will be new. Again, a lot of you probably know about all this stuff, but the question is, are you doing this and are you doing it well? So the big question, what does it cost, right? Like, of course, there's a cost to everything. So maybe you can chime in on some of this, Heather, because she's spent a lot of money on hiring a full-time marketing coordinator. She still has a full-time marketing coordinator, by the way, and still sends out the BFX stuff. So maybe you can explain a little bit about this cost breakdown and sort of make this make sense to people.
yeah, so obviously if you have a full-time marketing coordinator, as we said, it could cost you anywhere from 50 to 100,000 plus a year, depending on your market and the clientele that you serve. Be Epic, our membership is $7.99 a month, which is a fraction of the cost of having to have a marketing coordinator on just on staff in your company. In addition to that, all the same marketing is still going to go out. I have a full-time marketing coordinator who also works for Be Epic and does a lot of the content and the graphic design for our company. Brooke is on this call today here. She does 50,000 other things for me because I have a marketing brain that's spinning 1,000 miles an hour. So she keeps busy with like all the other things. So Be Epic is such a great option for us to use for our marketing, as well as getting a lot of other projects and things like that done. So if you're not in a position to hire someone full-time, or training someone could take you months and months and months. And then the question is are they going to stay with you? And if you hire someone, do they even understand real estate at all? Or do they only know marketing? Because there is a component to that too, where they need to know real estate and have some kind of a background in real estate too. So our marketing definitely speaks to that, because Hannah, like she says, who runs our VA, she worked for me for several years. She is phenomenal. And she writes a lot of the content that we use for Be Epic, and she has a real estate background, and so she pretty much knows our voice. So works out really well.
So this is like kind of like a breakdown of everything that we provide. We've already gone over this, but just in case there's some confusion on what exactly you're getting, we provide you with a marketing calendar. And we're actually excited to do something different this year as well. So in November, well, probably no, I think we haven't scheduled it yet. It's probably going to be in December, but we are going to actually schedule a annual planning webinar with all of our Be Epic members, and we are going to show you the whole entire plan for 2026. So we are going to show you and give you visibility on the campaigns we have planned for every month of the year in 2026. That way you can plan ahead. So for example, if you want to take all your postcard pictures in one day, we're going to show you exactly what postcard concept we have for every month of the year, and you can go ahead and do that. We're also this is an ambitious goal. Don't quote me on it, but we're trying to get all our video scripts done for 2026 by the end of this year so that we can give those to you in advance so that if you are working with your virtual assistant, you can, again, if you want to plan a content day, film half of your videos for the year or even film all of them for the year, we can get all that in advance and sort of bulk edit and batch that content out. So you're not having to go in every single month and think about this. We're trying to make it as easy as we possibly can for you guys to get this done. So keep an eye out for an invite from us. If you're a member, we will be inviting you to that call where we can show you what we've got planned for you and hopefully get you excited about the new year. But back to what we offer, it's the marketing calendar, it's the video scripts, it's social media, it's your blog, it's your newsletter, it's your agent newsletter, your postcard. We do our marketing masterclass, and then also the assistant who's going to get it all done for you. So pricing, Heather already told you the price, but we also have a promotion for you guys on this call. We've never done this before, so we kind of wanted to try it and see what happens. But we do have a promotion. If you are someone, I know several of you, I've talked to you about Be Epic and you're like, I want to do it, but I just don't know if I'm ready yet. Hopefully this will help you get ready. So we are offering 1 month free. So if you sign up in the next 72 hours for our monthly plan, we will give you the first whole month free. You will have to not pay nothing for the first 30 days. So we really think that that's a good opportunity for you to get started and see what we can do for you, get you your marketing up and running, and sort of remove that barrier of entry for you so you can start seeing some stuff go out and hopefully start getting that consistency. So we've never offered a discount like this, and I don't know if we ever will again. So we'll see how it goes, if it's effective for you guys. But yeah, your first month, if you sign up within the next 72 hours, we'll waive that fee and we'll get it done for you for free. And then we also have some of our clients do pay for the entire year. And it's typically this time of year, can't speak, that they sign up and they do it for a tax write-off. So if you guys are looking for tax write-offs in your business, we do have an option where you can pay for the entire year. It's less than 10 grand, and we will give you $1,500, a little over $1,500, I guess $1,600 off if you sign up for the full year, which it ends up being 2 months free. So if you are interested in that annual offer, reach out to us because we're not really promoting that on the website. So just email us and we'll tell you how to sign up for that. Here's a QR code. If you are interested, you can scan that. You can get started right now. But I know we are way over time. So if you have questions and you're still on here with us, thank you for staying for this incredibly long webinar where we fire hose you with information. But we'd love to.
I want to say something though. I want to even make a bold guarantee to you guys that this is like one transaction for most of you, depending on the market that you're in. One deal, I guarantee you, I will make a guarantee that you will get a minimum of one additional deal a year if you do this consistent marketing. I guarantee it. Like it's one deal. It would pay for the whole marketing suite. And Corey Hamilton asked, the cost for the whole year, I think it's $95.88 minus the 1,800. Yeah.
So it ends up being like 78,000. I mean, I don't know how, I know that sounds like a lot of money, but to be honest, guys, like, I don't know anybody who's going to do your marketing for you for an entire year for under 10 grand. Like, I don't.
Not at this level in the world.
So. It just doesn't exist. Like, if you reach out to me as a consulting client, a minimum, you're looking at $2 to $3 grand a month, and that's cheaper than hiring someone. So, I don't know. We've tried to make this as affordable as we possibly can. So do you guys have any questions? Because we're definitely, I can hang out a little bit longer. I know if you got to go, that's totally fine. Thank you for tuning in. But it looks like Susan has a question maybe. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now. I know there's still questions on.
Yeah, I've got 2 questions. One, I'm already doing coaching with Buffini, so I get so I wanted to know, how does Be Epic interface with what Buffini sends us? My second question is, beyond the $7.99 a month, do I have to go out and hire a photographer? Do I have to hire a printer? With the Buffco stuff, all I'm paying for is postage. So I want to know what else beyond the $7.99 am I going to have to budget for?
Got it. Yeah, that's a total, we get that question a lot. So, no, you don't. I mean, if you want to hire a photographer and a videographer, that's totally up to you. But do you need one? Absolutely not. I don't think a single one of our clients hire a
Like
photographer.
this thing, this iPhone.
Yeah, if you have an iPhone and a tripod, or just, I mean, honestly, the selfie iPhone videos are, in my opinion, 500 times more effective than the professional filmed. We've tested this so many times. Filming an authentic photo or video on your phone versus hiring someone to create this perfect polished piece. This will win all day long because it's real. So
And for your photo, you don't need a photographer. You need you just, if you take a picture with your iPhone, we can work with that. Most of our members do. They don't have a photographer.
I have an
So-
iPhone and I just bought a tripod and a microphone and a little light that clips onto my iPhone.
yeah, so you're good. That's all you need. And then to go back to the postcard cost. So we will, so every client is a little different. If you don't have like a system for this, or you're doing, you know, the Buffini thing, which is a little different, what we do is our VAs will create and upload your mailing list, your postcard to, we use Vistaprint a lot, but if you have a local printer, that's fine too. You will have to pay the cost of printing and postage. And typically if that, so it depends on how many you're sending, but if you're going the Vistaprint route, it comes out to like a little less than $1 a postcard, depending on your database size. And then there's different breaks based on like, obviously how many you're sending. So that is an expense that, I mean, we're not going to pay for your postcard. Because
one thing, I have a suggestion too on the postcard, because we have our database all classified out, and our Cs, we only send to our Cs once a quarter. And then our A pluses, A's and B's, we send to every single month. So that's a way to offset the cost a little bit. Your top clients need to be getting that in the mailbox, and then everybody else, maybe it's once a quarter. So it's just saves you a little bit of money, you know. But again, like the bang for your buck in the postcard is probably the biggest value add in this marketing suite, because again, it's tangible and people have to hold it in their hand, and they're so much fun. People love them, as you can see. So
I love your postcards, and you know, I'm a solo agent and I've had a crappy year. So
let us help you have a great year. Agents always say, I can't afford to do this. And I say, you can't afford to not. Because again, you have to look at it as an investment. It's not an expense. And I would say, I challenge people to really look at what they're spending money on and where they can cut back in other areas, and say, where can I cut back so I can do this over here, and try it out for 12 months and see what results you get. Because I guarantee you will increase your business. You will increase your business. It's like, I guarantee it, and I can guarantee it because it works for me every single month. So,
I think Brian had a question. I see a hand raised.
who did? Oh,
Brian.
yeah, Brian.
Hey, Heather, how are you doing?
Hey, good. How are you?
Great. Just one question. The content, and I'm probably the only person you guys have or will potentially have in my market, but if there were two agents in the same market, does the content duplicate, or is it unique to the agent?
Correct.
I'm going to answer this.
Okay, you go.
Because I have agents in my market that are my friends, and they are our members. And actually one agent was on my team for many, many years. So our databases cross, and we send out the exact same stuff. Zero, like her clients and my clients, we're not, even though we know a lot of the same people, they're not getting our same marketing. So it would only be a problem if you, Brian, and Susan were in the same market and you guys had the same exact clients and they were getting the same stuff. But chances are it's never, ever going to be seen or even be a problem. And again, like a former agent that was on my team for 5 or 6 years uses the Be Epic marketing suite, and I made her sign up for it because I'm like, you need this. And so I have not had an issue in Salt Lake City. We call it Small Lake City because it is so damn small and everybody knows everybody. And still yet, like, we have no issue. And I always say, like, there's enough business to go around. So like if somebody gets Jen's postcard in mine, like, we're cool, you know? So we have never had another member have an issue, and we do have members in the same market. So.
A follow-up question for that. If for anybody uses the social suite through Buffini, I found that anything that's integrated directly into my Instagram or Facebook or whatever, when it's being posted by them rather than posted by me, the activity on it's minimal in comparison. So in your scenario, you're sending us the post
No,
and
we're logging into your social and we're posting for you.
okay, but not the way that
No.
social
We're
should
not
be.
a third-party integration. We just
Perfect.
log in-
That's the word I was looking for.
We log into Meta and we schedule them directly through Meta.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Hi, Ed, too, by the way.
Ed's-
Ed's a member.
He has a question about postcards, maybe. So you're not doing the postcards. You're not getting Hannah your pictures right now, it sounds like.
No, we're so intimidated by Heather's beautiful photo shoots around the office that we really cannot compete. So we're gonna have to ask Hannah on how we can have the fake scenes behind us and make us look good. So Hannah says in the text that she'll help us with that.
Anna can help you with that.
Yeah.
And
By
Ed, if
the
you
way,
want to,
Earl definitely looks like he has a professional videographer.
I think he might have a videographer, but I think he uses his phone for his postcard shoots. But hey, if anybody wants to fly to Utah, my lovely Brooke over here, we have an actual studio, and we do have clients that come to Utah and they do all of their photo shoots. They come here, they fly here for a day. She does all their pictures. They get sent to Hannah and then they just go out, and it's super easy. So fly to Utah and come visit me, Ed.
Yeah, we have talked about doing that, like a content day in the future. If we can get enough of you guys that want to do this, like we'll do a content day. Come out,
Yeah.
we'll have fun. We'll get in the studio.
Yep.
We will take all your pictures for the year, because that's the whole point of planning this out a year in advance, is that we have the flexibility where we can do that and we can make it a little easier on you guys. So we are always welcome to do that with you. We want to help you get this done, because we know that that's, the most important part is just getting it done, getting it out there, being consistent, and then moving on to the things that require,
You do best.
just the
That was
daily fight.
gonna be one of my other questions. How do you serve people that are 2,000 miles away from Salt Lake City?
So our
Oh,
VAs,
okay.
it's all virtual. So it's all, they're not like coming to your house to do this. Everything's gonna be done via email. So they have their email sort of communication plan. So every month on the 15th, you're going to hear from us. Hey, here's your upcoming month's content. We need it by this date. Then you're going to get a reminder a week later. Hey, we haven't heard from you. Can you please send us this, and this? Then you're going to get a third reminder if you don't get back to us. Then you're going to get your final, hey, we're going to just go move forward with the content that we've planned without your face because you've gotten us nothing. Or, hey, here's your suite. Do you have any changes? So we will give you the opportunity to look at what's going out and just make sure you're comfortable with it. But, honestly, most of our clients are like, just get it out. Like, we trust you, like, just get it out. It looks great. So, yeah, that's kind of our process, but, hopefully we'll see some of you in our membership. I know, it's been a fun year and we want to help you guys, and hopefully this will help you get to that next level in your business.
Yep. If there's no more questions, we are 23 past the hour. Sorry, everyone, for taking so long. We appreciate you hanging around. And thanks for jumping on and joining us today. It was super fun to see so many people on here and so many of our friendly, fun faces. So we wish you all happy holidays, and sign up for Be Epic. We would love to help you blow your business up next year. So,
and we will send you
and reach out to us if you have questions.
Yeah, we'll send you the replay if you want to revisit anything. And then we'll also send you the link if you want to sign up with that promotion. Because like I said, that's a huge, it's almost $1,000 off for your first month. So we'll send that to you if you guys want to take advantage of that as well. And reach out if you have questions.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
See you later.